Hello and welcome to another episode of us trying to slay the Spire on Ascension 20. We are fresh off of a loss, which is a little tender because this was our own fault in this time meter fight. Super winnable run. Even more painful is that it was after 3 wins in a row. So it breaks our continuity to try and be going for what would be 5 in a row now. But we're starting over at 1. See if we can get 1 in a row. Gotta start somewhere. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, so too does the journey of 28 silent wins in a row begin with 1 silent win in a row. I like the 100 gold pretty well. I actually don't mind the 2 card transform so much. Actually, choosing a colorless card to obtain is also very pickable. Who's our boss? Hexagos, very happy about that. That makes the transform 2 a little bit better in my mind, just because I know there are some like automatic win cards against Hexaghost. More so than any of the other bosses. You can beat Hexaghost if you just pick a single card. Probably an upgraded copy of Deadly Poison isn't quite enough. And an upgraded copy of Caltrops isn't quite enough, but if you're building your deck to be damage heavy enough to be Act 1 elites, then sliding in those scaling cards for the boss fight should be enough against Hexaghost on their own. I say on their own, I mean in addition to the normal stuff you already need to be doing in Act 1. Bouncing Flask, though, better than Deadly Poison. Anyway. So that makes Transform a little bit better, just because we have some outs for just already basically solving our Hexaghost fight for us, so we can focus on just the hallways and elites. What do the hallways and elites look like? Not great, oh my gosh. The post-chest prospects, the only options are a single critical node, either an elite here or a fire here. I wonder if I want to do a heavy question mark act to dig aggressively for ways to trade life for advantage, since we don't get to fight more than 2 elites. Two elites is fine though. 2 elites is like a good number of elites. I guess it's just especially sad because we get only 1 upgrade. So fire elite. I kind of like this line, the high question mark line. Maybe we see Dead Adventure or the other elite-esque fight in Act 1, which is the Anger the Mushrooms. Okay, 2 hallway fights, 3 question marks, a little unusual. Or we take the shop, we take the gold. I kind of want to transform too. I think that might be too risky though. Taking 15 is not lovely. The transforms could be pretty good. The transforms could also be horrible. I think Silence card pool is generally one of the best. But on floor 1 there are absolutely some outlier loser cards. I'm thinking of Outmaneuver and Setup are 2 of the worst. There are a lot that like are bad right now, but like actually give you a lot of nice card picks. So I'm thinking Tactician Reflex are like probably make your deck worse compared to Strike and Defend. But it's actually very powerful to have a Tactician and Reflex already in the deck. Like bullet time's good to build around. Let's take the transform, and let's transform 1 of each. That's my instinct for this act. Okay, not lovely. I think Escape Plan is a great card, and obviously Prepared has uses as well, so really not bad. Though of course, we are down a strike. I wonder if we should have transformed 2 defense. I wonder what your chances are of getting damage cards when you transform. Probably not high, because you have block cards and then you have utility cards. And it's like, that probably makes up around 2/3 of the silent card pool. And that's pretty much exactly what we got. This is a block card, this is a utility card. No attacks. So we probably don't want to hit like tons and tons of question marks. We'll see what our first card reward is. Okay, we got a survivor. I think we're supposed to take one to split one of these guys more effectively. So you see, we can't, it's too bad they both rolled 8, but we can do neutralize here, survivor, and then defend means we take 1. Well, so right now we're taking 1. We can either take none, but not split the bat guy. Why is splitting the bat guy good? Because he would be at 8 life, which means we couldn't even kill him anyway. I'm actually going to save the 1. Okay, I just really want this to hit. Not that. It's fine, though. We can still full block. He's guaranteed to not attack this turn. And now we just... block, block. Split hit. We get to draw survivor next turn. Although we can just kill, so I think we should. Actually, doesn't matter. Okay, we got out of this fight without taking damage. Crazy. Saved the 1. Okay, it's got to be dagger throw. Although, yeah, I mean it's just got to be dagger throw. We can't not take attacks, even though we have an escape plan in the deck. And dagger throw is good. Can't be upset about that. No potion means I probably don't want to do too many question marks. Although... no, I think question marks are bad. Dagger throw missing a shuffle is not great. Okay, this is 21 damage, pretty frustratingly, because you'll notice our opponent is at 22 life. However, with a neutralize and a survivor in here, escape plan and a prepared, I think we can actually save the 1 again. Because we have enough time to draw. Okay, we gotta take a 50-50 here, unfortunately. Oh. That's okay. If we had dealt 6 more damage on the previous turn, we still would have been taking this 3 damage. Ah, that was really unlucky. Bottom deck survivor. Ah, dang. Yeah, bottom deck survivor is the only way that this goes poorly, I guess. Take 3. But yeah, we were always going to take that 3, even if we hadn't been greedy on the previous turn, so... Hello, Nightmare. I think I want Sneaky Strike, though. With Prepared Dagger Throw, that's kind of a no-brainer. Good damage card. We need damage cards still. There's nothing in our deck telling us that we can somehow like build around not taking damage cards. Like Escape Plan does not give us output sufficient to justify just leaning into an all-skill deck or something like that. Also, no potion again, so we're extremely glad we didn't try and just do 2 fights. Although we are sad we took 3 damage, not a big deal. Okay, this is a good start, it looks like. Definitely some bad order there, because we have top. If we had gotten the Sneaky Strike, it could have been a problem. Okay, do we have a kill? No, because we're weak, so we need to block, and that's fine because we can. Okay, 0 damage fight. So 3 damage in our 3 easy pools is pretty good, and I think it is because Escape Plan Prepared is just like they're better than Strike and Defend. So like our starting deck actually got quite a bit better. Fire Potion's great too. That's really nice. Okay. Now we're talking. So Piercing Wail is a better block card than Cloak and Dagger. So we should probably just take it. It deals a little less damage, but it just blocks for more. And the 4 damage doesn't matter in a lot of fights. Okay, with the Fire Potion, I think we are able to take this elite here. We'll see what this question mark in fight is, but yeah, I think we just grab the Piercing Wail. Okay. Let's just buy 1 potion. It's pretty efficient to buy 2 or 3 potions here. Sometimes even if you don't have the slots for them, I see people buy like multiple potions, but we have 1 really good one, so we don't need to like fish for a particularly good one. So let's just buy 1. Well, that's one of the worst. But that's okay. What is our potion chance then? 3 fights, 1 potion. So 50%. So we should probably... Well, if the color potion can save us life, we should just use it. That's the thing about colorless potion though, is like... You never know if it's going to be able to save you life. Because this fight is pretty easy, if we get a bad draw, we'll probably be close enough to killing that colorless potion actually is pretty nice. Maybe I should use it anyway, just look for Hand of Greed. And there's a 50% chance we replace it anyway. But I don't want to drop it on the ground in that 50% of the time world. Yeah, let's drink it now because this opening hand is pretty bad. Opening hand order. Okay, Sneaky Strike already kills, so let's just start punching you. Hopefully he's not attacking next turn. He's not. Good, good. Okay, we are vulnerable next turn, so he's coming in for 16, but maybe we have lethal? We do. Cool, cool. We got the power potion, so we were rewarded for at least checking the colorless potion to see if it had a Hand of Greed in it. It also might have saved us life. Not easy to tell. Another dagger throw is just really good, actually. Suddenly we have prepared 2 dagger throws and a survivor. We can take any tactician or a reflex we want. Another Sneaky Strike. I do think we want to upgrade probably Sneaky Strike. It's 4 damage upgrade. It's pretty much always getting played, especially with this extra dagger throw. And then just run into the elite, see if we can take it, and then see if we can take the other elite. 2 elite act is not my favorite, but it's the hand we've been dealt. We kind of took an elite fight by making our Niao pick take 15 damage to get 2 transforms. So like our reward, you know, you take about 15 damage in an elite fight to get a relic and some extra gold and a card reward. We took 15 damage on the Niao floor to get 2 removes, an escape plan, and a prepare. That's probably worse than an elite fight reward. But not even necessarily. Like, the gold you get can be made up for by the fact that we got like 2 removes, which is actually really high value. And like the card reward with an extra rare chance, because elite fights do have an extra rare chance in their card reward, made up for by the fact that we got 2 card rewards in the Niao bonus. We didn't get to choose them from 3, but they were both good. Like, these are both pickable cards. So maybe we got luckier than average. I wouldn't say we got luckier than average though, right? It's like, imagine if we had seen dagger throws, blade dances, accuracy, piercing whale, well-laid plans, or any of the phenomenal rare cards. I'm just listing like the loser normal cards, but there are some huge high rolls like glass knife. Even unload I'd be pretty happy with on floor 1 because it deals 14 damage. Anyway, point is, I think it's okay that our act is weaker than normal because we took a high variance Niao bonus whose downside of taking damage is mitigated by the fact that it looks like not much is going on in this act. Alright, it's sentries. I'm happy to just use a power potion in this fight. Kind of want to see what this does first. No, because there are lots of powers that would make me want to play this afterwards. Yeah, I guess I'll take an after image. Well-laid plans is pretty good in this fight as well. The after image plays immediately, whereas well-laid plans doesn't play until second shuffle, really. They did roll very high on their life totals, which is a shame. Okay, I think we just full block, yeah. A lot of times we get the kill here with the strike and the neutralize. Sometimes we don't, but we did. Thank goodness. And then we can get this out of the deck because it's bad. Also peel the artifact charges so neutralize actually lands, and then full block here. Okay, now we're in the second shuffle. This part of the fight's hard and probably pretty bad for our deck. That's a good start though. The reason this is probably bad for our deck is because we have an especially small deck since we had those transforms at the beginning. Although, it's not like we weren't picking cards, so I guess our deck is about as big as it would be on floor 7 in any other run. It's just floor 7 elites can be hard, and the trouble with floor 7 sentries is that your deck isn't big enough. So this shuffle really hurts. You can see we have 8 days is in here. It's actually not so many. We had a good start for sure. We used a good potion to help us. Yeah, take a little bit here. Take 8 damage. You can see well-laid plans isn't really helping in this situation. Maybe a similar amount to after image. Okay, we don't need to block because we have the kill. Okay, next turn we should take only 2. Not horrible. So I think we took a total of 10 damage so far. It's not over, but hopefully we don't... Oh, that's not good. We might have the option to use this to save some life here. Okay, we won't use this to save 2. 12 damage, elite fight, not bad. Mobbing, not bad. Okay, I haven't mentioned this, but our transforms did not help against Hexaghost, so we need to be very scared against Hexaghost. So I think we should pick Deadly Poison, so we can just confidently now say we're good against Hexaghost. Oh, this is a bad fight. This is a really bad fight. What you got for me, escape plan? Of course. $28. We've got 12 plus 12 is only 24. I was thinking if we had a kill on Red Slaver with the fire potion. Doesn't look like we do, but let's see what Dagger Throw hands us. Just another strike. I really want to see Sneaky Strike here. That would be huge. Okay, so we're gonna use Fire Potion on this guy. Take the kill. Weaken this guy, take 10. This really throws a wrench into things to see such a difficult hallway fight here. I'm gonna pray that we can either block out or kill. We can kill. Good, good. Fairy in a Bottle's great though. Now I feel like we can actually still fight this elite. And just, we'll have to maybe drink this fairy, and that's okay. Okay, escape plan? Number 2. They're kind of good with each other. And they also open up some interesting card picks like 1,000 Cuts, After Image for Act 2. It's bad against the Hex Lady. Not Hexaghost, but the one that inflicts Hex on you. The Chosen. It's bad against the Chosen for sure, and it's bad against Gremlin Knob, but like maybe not bad enough against Gremlin Knob, especially since we're probably just going to have to face tank a huge hit on 3 with the Fairy in the Bottle anyway against Gremlin Knob. We're not guaranteed to see Gremlin Knob, and it's good against Lagavulin. It's good against Hexaghost. It's good against everything except Gremlin Knob, which I don't think it'll matter against just because of the way the Fairy is going to work. Chosen, which it's very sad to be bad against Chosen, but then it's not bad against anything else until Time Eater, and then of course the Heart. But it can be even good in those fights if we get some footworks. So I think I should take it. Okay, Snecko Skull is good. Makes Hexaghost a little bit easier even if we choose not to upgrade with Deadly Poison. This is not good. Just a bad starting hand. This is a fine fight for us. Oh gosh. Okay, now I'm really worried about this fight. We drew all of our best block cards. Neutralize, Escape Plan, and Piercing Wail on turn 1. And only 2 energy worth of damage. And now we're going to be weakened, so even drawing all of our damage cards here doesn't get us a good split. Yep. But I don't think we should try and block this, so we are going to split at 24. Not great. But now we're back into our reshuffle, so hopefully we get our better block cards. Okay. Take 7 here. Okay. This should be okay. How do we want to do this? 16 plus 9 is 25. So we should just kill the back one. Yeah. some block here. Okay. Okay, 7 damage hard pool, not terrible. That was a bad draw for sure. I think we're actually not usually that bad against that hard pool fight. Do I want acrobatics? Do I want caltrops? Caltrops helps against Hexaghost. I think we still might need help against Hexaghost. Even with the deadly poison. With the piercing whale and escape plans, we've picked up some decent defense. Caltrops is better the more defense you have. But it's not great against Gremlin or Laga. It's okay against Laga. It's like, you know. Well, it's like 6 damage. It's like a strike. I think I'm going to pick it because of Hexaghost. It'll be good in a lot of future fights that are really hard for us. Like Time Eater in the Heart. Okay. Transform a defend? No, probably transform a strike because of the escape plan. Or just upgrade. Or just remove. Remove isn't especially good coming up on Hexaghost since she does put burns into her deck. It is nice to have some starter cards to space out the burns. Not that I wouldn't remove a starter card for free here, but I think I would rather transform a starter card than just remove it to keep my deck size the same, rather than shrinking it going into the Hexaghost fight in particular. None of these upgrades are that exciting. I would like to upgrade Caltrops before Hexaghost, but we can already maybe do so. And then we transform a strike just because of escape plan, and sometimes we get damage card back anyway. We get another huge blocker. Okay, this is definitely the easier fight for us, thank goodness. Interesting. I was gonna say I don't want to prepared because I want, if I see deadly poison, I need to play deadly poison when I see it. And that would be a bad wake up because I'm missing the sneaky strike, and I'm like, oh, but actually I won't miss the sneaky strike because I will have discarded a card. Here we are. I guess we just take this open. And we'll hold on to the piercing whale because it blocks a lot. Good. We just full block here. We've got the poison and the caltrops going. Leg sweep and dagger throw probably. So dagger throw first. Oh, it's another neutralize. Interesting. Take 4 here. Oh. Oh, that's so sad. No, that's so sad. Alright, we got really unlucky with the draw order there. Really, really, really unlucky with the draw order there. This blocks for 9, which means we actually technically survive this hit and then use the fairy next turn, which is good. Or somehow we block for 15 here. It's actually close. It looks like we block for 15, but we actually don't. 6 plus 6 plus 3 is 15, but this piercing whale doesn't block for 6 because it goes from 20 attack, 20 base attack to 14 base attack, and so then the weaken is only reducing its attack by 4 in that case. So it goes down to 10, and then 6 plus 3 is only unlucky. We have to use the fairy, but we were already planning on using the fairy this fight. But geez, if we had gotten a better draw order, we would have been okay. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say Deadly Poison ends it. Actually, Dagger Through ended it anyway. Toy Ornithopter's good though. Backstab's good, right? Some nice front load that doesn't actually. It's an attack that actually doesn't get in the way of escape plan and doesn't stick around in our deck. Yeah, that's got to be excellent. And I think we're great against Hexaghost because we picked up the Caltrops. We transformed a strike into a leg sweep. I guess that doesn't necessarily help against Hexaghost, but it still feels like a good thing. Five, six, 7, and then rest. So I need to know what the chances are of missing 3 times in a row. It goes 25, 35, 45. Sorry. Dropping my calculator. So we would have to hit 0.75 times 0.65 times 0.55. That is a 27% chance. So the inverse of that is 73% chance. Do I want a 73% chance to get a relic? Instead of an upgrade, essentially, because then I will be choosing to rest at this. Oh, but I still have a hallway fight I have to get through. If the order of these were flipped, it would be at least a little bit easier to consider. It might be the same decision either way that you're supposed to leave. Aha! We have to use the piercing wheel here. Okay, we need to get the leg sweep. Which right now we always do next turn, right? Is that correct? This is so weird. If we have these 7 cards in the deck, we always get to the leg sweep, right? Because what 5 cards could we draw? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5th one would let us draw into the leg sweep. In contrast, if we dagger throw now, if we draw leg sweep, then we die next turn. I think we exactly die, frustratingly. So the question is, can we kill in time if we just strike Caltrops? It'll take 5, then 4, then 3, so that's 12, so we would still need 22. Caltrops will deal 3 next turn, so that's... Oh, wait a minute. We can't play Dagger Throw next turn to draw into the leg sweep. So if leg sweep is the last card, or if it's the second to last card and prepared as the last card, then we miss. Which means we might as well Dagger Throw now. Thank goodness we didn't hit the leg sweep. Okay, so now we're guaranteed to get leg sweep next turn. And we're guaranteed to get enough damage before the fight's over. I think it's guaranteed to deal 9 here. I wasn't sure, but even if it was dealing 14, leg sweep would block out, which is good. Keep the dagger throw for next turn, which is nice. I mentioned 1,000 cuts earlier as being synergy with escape plan. Do I want it? It's synergy with escape plan and prepared. Sure, I think it helps against Hexaghost. Okay, speaking of helping against Hexaghost. We just picked up a very interesting potion. Because if I rest and go up to 20, I could instead upgrade and then just use regen potion on turn 2 and go up to 11. And 11 is 9 less than 20, but it's actually kind of only 3 less than 20 because at 20 health, Hexaghost will be dealing 12 damage on turn 2, whereas at 1 health slash 11 health, Hexaghost will be dealing, well, much less than that on 6 damage on turn 2. Yeah, I think I should just smith the Caltrops, make the fight as easy as possible. Nice, we got Caltrops right away. Is there an insane world where I ever try and save this potion for Act 2? With this draw order, well, I should probably just leg sweep anyway, though. Or maybe I should Piercing Wail. No, I like saving the Piercing Wail. Okay, weirdly, I think I can afford to not regen potion yet, and I might bail on this line next turn, and that's fine, because I still have enough turns to get all the value out of regen potion. Okay, Deadly Poison has to happen. Actually, 1,000 cuts is better than Deadly Poison right now. Deadly Poison's like 5 damage every turn. 1,000 cuts is not that much, right? Okay, I think I do need the regen potion. Yeah, Deadly Poison is just more damage per turn than 1,000 cuts. How are we doing on damage? We're doing okay, not great. I think we can be greedy and save the 1. Do I? How much missing health do we have? Well, if we heal the full, that's 21, which is 45 missing health. I don't know how the rounding works on end of act healing. And it matters? Oh, that's so weird. So if we take 1, So right now, if we take no damage for the rest of the fight, we'll end the fight at 21 health, which means we would have 45 missing health. You heal for 75% of your missing HP at the end of the act. 75% of 45 is 11. Well, it's 33 3/4. 44 missing health, which would what would be happen if we took 1 damage, which we could do right here, is 33 flat. So for how much we heal. So if end of act healing rounds up, then we would heal for 34. If end of act healing doesn't round up, then we would heal for 33 if we take no damage. And regardless of rounding, we heal for 33 anyway. Makes me feel like I should save the 1. But we'll see if I regret that later. Deadly Poison and 1000 Cuts in the same hand is not as bad this time. Oh, also Deadly Poison was 6 damage per turn because of Snecko Skull. We'll escape plan here to make Piercing Wail skip the shuffle. It was only a 50-50 to make Piercing Wail, or I guess not skip the shuffle. Make Piercing Wail not skip the shuffle. Because now we have a chance to draw it on the really scary turn. Okay, leg sweep blocks out, I think. Also extends weak. This is bad. Although we do still have a better than 50-50 of landing Piercing Wail next turn, so it actually could be much worse. If we get Piercing Wail next turn, we should be okay. Even if we don't, we shouldn't be dead. Nice, we got the Piercing Wail. No, what have I done? I missed out on 17 damage. We'll see if that matters. Means the Hex Ghost would be dead right now, but it might be dead right now anyway. Yeah, okay. I think we're okay, guys. Okay. We absolutely needed to use the regen potion, so I'm glad that we used it for its full value. No potion here is pretty sad. I don't know how likely it was. Malaise is a great card. 1000 Cuts is not. It's kind of funny to like try and do double 1000 Cuts strategies, but I think it's not good, and I think we should take the Malaise. And in fact, Malaise helps a lot with the Deadly Poison Caltrops game plan, slowing down the opponent. Okay, we don't want Ectoplasm because we have an especially extra amount of gold to gain because of Maw Bank, and we love Coffee Dripper, especially with the sustain from Toy Ornithopter. This is great. That was a very easy boss relic pick. Okay, we've got the Champ. For post chest act, we can do 2 elites, either burning or not, or fire elite, either burning or not. Pre-chest act, it looks like the best we can do is fire, elite, fire, or 2 elites if we're feeling ambitious. Are we good against act 2 elites? I think the answer is no. Our front load is nothing to write home about. It's not crisis mode, with the 2 dagger throws and the upgraded sneaky strike and the backstab. We have pretty good front load damage. Double escape plan, leg sweep, piercing wail, pretty good front loaded block. Oh, I don't think we need to like dodge elites, but I don't think we should seek out a floor 6 Act 2 elite. Now, we could try and squeeze Ma Bank Valley, but we would miss out on shops for the whole act, which is dumb. So we should just hit the shop when it's convenient, which if we want to do fire, elite fire, we should hit this shop. And I think we do want to do fire, elite fire. We're a little upgrades. Although we did greed that upgrade against Hexaghost, which was super worth it, by the way. I would absolutely trade a regen potion for an upgraded Caltrops. Never mind the fact that upgraded Caltrops actually might have saved the fight for us. 2 extra damage per hit in that fight ended up being... How many times did we get hit? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 19 times. So that's 38 extra damage that Caltrops did. Yeah, if we were 38 damage off of lethal, I guess we might have been okay just because of the way the sneaky strike, we missed the sneaky strike damage and still got there okay. Anyway, point is, upgrading Caltrops was good. Trading regen potion to have an upgraded Caltrops in the deck was good coming into Act 2, but of course it was also just good against Hexaghost. Are we behind on upgrades? I would like to upgrade Deadly Poison before the champ, probably. However, more pressing would maybe be 1,000 Cuts or Malaise upgrade. Yeah, I mean, upgrades are just good. There's no reason to think that you're so far ahead on upgrades that you shouldn't still just be maximizing campfires when all else is equal. Okay, strike not especially good. So we take some damage here right away, quite a bit. They're attacking for 18, only blocked for 5, so we take 13 damage on floor 1. Very sad. However, 1,000 cuts, leg sweep, survivor. No, it's just leg sweep? Uh-oh. Take 7 more. That probably wasn't correct. Probably didn't need to drop the 1,000 cuts in this fight. We'll see if we get punished. It looks like we might not. I mean, no, we do get punished. Absolutely, because we already took extra damage. I guess we don't get punished in the sense that we might have needed this extra damage from 1,000 cuts to get the kill here. But because we drew, geez Louise, 1, 2, 3, 4 block cards compared to all of these non-block cards, we are quite a bit off of lethal. We're 17 off of lethal, so we would have needed to get sneaky strike and something else. So that sucks. We're already down to 34 life. Act 2's son of a gun. We took 7 that we didn't have to. We took 13 that we couldn't avoid. So we took 20 damage in that fight. Super frustrating. We're not super energy constrained. That deflect seems obviously useful to me. Although these are also energy cards. The difference between these cards that give you energy and this card that simply just doesn't cost energy is that these can help you stack up on Malaise, whereas Deflect doesn't do that. So even though they're all good for if you're low on energy, these ones have a little bit more utility, specifically with Malaise. I think the real problem with all 3 of these is we don't have enough card draw. We don't have any card draw positive cards. We skipped a backflip for 1,000 cuts, I think. Or maybe I think we skipped a backflip from Escape Plan. Anyway, Deflect is the one I like the best there, but I think we should skip it. After Image pairs well with the double, not well-laid plans, the double escape plans. which pairs well with removing a strike. Kind of cross synergy with the 1,000 cuts. They both want us to take cards that allow us to spam lots of cards. Dark Shackles is a really good card. I think I want to buy that for 100 gold. It's a lot, but it's extremely useful. And yeah, I think I do like the remove a strike line. Oh, buying potions is really useful as well because they represent quite a bit of HP. Swift potion. Let's just buy the one potion and remove strike. Spent all our gold there, but we don't have any other shops this act, so. We get to push 1 damage in here. We take 7, which isn't lovely, but we have set up our 1,000 cuts. After image is good. Okay, and leg sweep is better than survivor, yeah. Take none here. Don't need to use the Dark Shackles yet. It's attacking for quite a bit. Leg sweep blocks out though. Nice, we can save the piercing whale. Because it doesn't get affected by frail, I guess would be the main reason. Okay, we're already blocked out. Deadly poison escape plan, I guess. Prepared. By we're already blocked out, I meant we're already able to block out with survivor. We're almost there. I think we have lethal, right? We need to deal 20 damage. Yeah. Okay. 7 damage avocado fight. Not horrible. No potion is horrible. Really hate to see that. We need the card draw, I think. Noxious Fumes is like okay with Toy Ornithopter, but we already have like answers to our scaling damage. Caltrops, 1,000 cuts, deadly poison. It's really not what we need to worry about right now. We need to worry about the fact that we are currently not able to draw enough. Necronomic Curse is good with Sneaky Strike. Although the other powers are also like quite exciting to have. Give this a shot. We go down to 6 life. But we've got a potion here and a rest site here. Do I want it to be Necronomic Curse? I think I don't. I think I want it to be Enchiridion. Nilrees is okay as well. Oh, shame is pretty bad. I don't want to become frail, but we do have a lot of ways to discard. And an extra relic, I think, goes a long way. Oh, we can't rest. Never mind. So I may have just screwed myself with that reading the book for Nilries. Ugh. Pretty poor. I'm not liking our odds now. I have a hard time seeing how these upgrades get us there. Maybe just an extra card draw on acrobatics. I don't know, more damage seems to matter though. Sure. 6 life, yeah, we can't rest. This is super sketchy. Wow, we're almost already dead. I'm gonna drink this. Okay, we got the 1,000 cuts. Okay, we take no damage here. Do we want a corpse explosion? Yeah, I mean, it's good in this fight, so I guess we'll snag it. Yeah, she almost has to be summoning here. I could take another corpse explosion just since the gremlins are coming out next turn. And I already drew the one corpse explosion. Okay. Do we want to use all of these cards? Do I have any choice? Or do we just need to kill this sneaky gremlin that badly? 12 plus 9 is too much damage. This should be okay though. I love Burst. Burst would be great in this deck, by the way. Yeah, look how much damage Burst is here. It's an extra 25 damage on Gremlin Leader. Yeah, we're just going for the kill, which we have pretty much guaranteed. Okay. Took no damage in that fight, 0 damage. We did use a potion, but potions heal us unambiguously. Calculated Gamble is awesome. Helps mitigate the shame. It's a free card play for 1,000 cuts. We picked up an acrobatics, so we can keep our hand size up. We still have, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 starter cards slash Ascender's Bane, 8 if you throw the shame in there. So 8 cards that we just never want to play and we're always happy to discard. Get in here. Okay, do we always want to start with After Image? Do we want Malaise to be a little better? Malaise being a little better is kind of nice. It allows us to apply weak for 0 energy. Lantern's great. Extra energy is just always good. Okay. What are we dealing with here? Nope. Shuriken proc, which is too bad. No, we do get a Shuriken proc. Thank goodness. Wraith form has got to be good. Seven plus 4 is not enough. 7 plus 5 is not enough either, though. This is awkward. Getting the kill on this, say, means we take. Like if we we can discard defend, play all of these, kill the middle, take. Two damage. Okay. That's gotta be the best. I'm thinking about any of the other lines. If we don't kill this. Right, we can choose not to kill this, but still slip a defend in there. So let's think about that. Let's say we discard the deadly poison. We block for a total of 9, 5 plus 4 after image plays. Wait, no, because we've played a card right here. So in the other world we take 1. In this world where we discard the deadly poison, we block for 10. Dark Shackle's one of them, neutralize one of them, so 6 plus 4 is what's coming in. Which actually takes none. We could do the same thing by discarding Strike instead of Deadly Poison, which Deadly Poison is 9 damage, Strike is only 7, so I guess we should do it that way. Six plus 5, yeah, so he's dead next turn, guaranteed, which is useful for us. Gonna skip these. We do have the Caltrops up also, actually. So we definitely overkilled this guy. That's not good. I think Wraith Form, defend is important. And I think 1,000 cuts. Okay, we're down some dexterity, but got after image in play. We've got some non-dexterity ways of blocking. I don't think we need the strike. Do we just have lethal though? If we... Yeah, I think we do. Yeah, we do. Okay. Took none, again. Didn't even use a potion. We got a potion. Which is huge. All at attack plus. Oh, it's not plus. Dang it. I wish it was upgraded. It would be our first AoE card. besides 1,000 Cuts. Although we have so many cards that discard other cards, I think the downside of All-Out Attack actually, without a lot of cards on our deck, actually really gets in the way of a turn where we have Dagger Throw prepared, All-Out Attack, Survivor, and we have enough energy to play them all, but not enough cards to discard with each of them to prevent them from discarding each other. So because the downside is actually legitimate in All-Out Attack, I'm gonna skip it. Slavers is scary as heck. We're only at 11 life. So we go to this fire, for sure. Book of Stabbing we can actually solve, just with melees. Book of Stabbing is kind of a free fight. Slavers actually ain't bad either with the Fire Potion. The 1,000 Cuts helps in that fight. But I think we just plan on confronting those fights here. But then the question is, what's our potion chance? What's our upgrade is another question. Upgrade acrobatics now. Yeah, the card. Oh, upgrade prepared. It's pretty good. Although it's not hand size positive to upgrade prepared. And we don't actually have that many starter cards that it's obvious we're going to want to discard past. Plus we have the calculated gamble. I say we upgrade the acrobatics instead. I'm pretty happy with an acrobatics upgrade. Over an elite fight. I want the elite fight, I've decided. It is Slavers, this is the worst one. But we have 1,000 Cuts right away. Sneaky Strike's one of the only ways we can kill Red Slaver in time. Okay. Leg Sweep's gotta be better than Piercing Will, right? This saves exactly 12, this saves definitely more than 12. Masterful Stab is okay, Blur is also okay. I'll just snag the Blur. Okay, we should block out if we Dark Shackles, right? Reflex is good. Let's grab that Reflex. Yep. Okay, we got him. Used both potions and took a little bit of damage. How much damage did we take? Let's see, we were at 11, healed up to 21, so we took 5 damage. To get a question card. Blade Dance seems really good with After Image, 1,000 Cuts. And shuriken. No potion though. Was not a happy situation. Also, both of them attacking on turn 1 is really not happy. That's really, really rude. I guess I want to acrobatics. Yeah, look for neutralize. Defend. Take none. That's actually good. Footwork is great. She's guaranteed to heal. He's not choosing not to attack, which is good for us. Let's permanently reduce his attack because he's more likely to be attacking every turn. None of these. They're both attacking again. Extremely rude. But I think we block out. Yeah, we do. Adrenaline is huge. He's almost dead, but not quite. She's guaranteed to be healing here again. Okay, she is now dead. She's guaranteed to not be healing just because she can't do it that many times in a row. She's attacking, and I think that's just fine. I don't need both of these. Blocked out. And she's dead. Okay, took no damage. Potion, please? Thank goodness. Thank you for the potion. Thank you for the reflex, right? Reflex is awesome. It's exactly what we're looking for. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I don't want to fight the Burning Elite. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to fight Chosen Cultist. I don't want to deal with that. Okay. This draws us up to 10, so we can look for 1,000 cuts before we sneaky strike. That's exactly what I was thinking, and it actually happened. Okay, gotta kill Cultist. He attacks for a lot. Get rid of Shame. Backstab. Neutralize. Ooh, after image. Let's get that in there. Yeah, I'll take a corpse explosion. That's a ton of damage on Chosen. I mentioned escape plans being bad against Chosen, and here it is. I don't think we played this right. We end here and just hope we get Corpse Explosion. That just ends the fight. We didn't get it. It's not good. Okay, we have malaise. This blocks for the least, I guess. Or maybe malaise blocks for the least. Nah, weak has gotta be good. Okay, we're blocked out. I don't know how we kill her. Look at this hand, it's so bad. How much strength do we have? 1? So 7 times 4 is 28. We would need 15 more damage. 12 more damage because she's taking 3 right now. I'm just thinking if we Nightmare Strike, does that get us lethal? I actually think it does. So I guess I'll take it. This is one where she gains strength, right? And makes us vulnerable? I need to look it up. Chosen. Chosen. My computer's being slow. 12 damage, but it's 9 because she's weak, and she is applying 2 vulnerable. She's not gaining strength. Right, we removed her strength. I see. I was thinking since last time she did the other attack, and she has no strength, that must mean the other attack is not the one that gains strength. But we removed the strength, so the other one is the one that gains strength. So she's applying vulnerable, and then next turn she's dealing either 21 or 12, but with vulnerable it becomes either 31 or 18. $31 is horrible, right? It's not 50-50, it's like 60-40. Yeah, it's 60% that we're taking 18. Which, if we're taking 18, Nightmare Defend actually saves us. So next turn, defend, blocks for 18. Just... Which means if it's the 40% that it's using Zap, we take 13 damage. Ay. So we can... So we can take a 40% chance that we take 13 damage next turn. Even in that world, we take some damage this turn. This is 5, and we play 3 cards with Nightmare, Defend, Calculated Gamble. So we would take 1. So total. So we would go down to 2 life 40% of the time. Our other options are like Calculated Gamble. We draw all but 1 card, and we put a Dazed in there. We're going to take more damage this turn that way, though. Oh, we do get a Nilry's option also. So there are actually a few ways that the Nightmare Defend play, even if we hit the 40% chance that she's zapping us for 31 damage, that we like. Oh, she's also weak, by the way. Oh, that changes everything. Even in the worst case scenario, we're not taking that as much damage as I thought. Take one. Endless Agony never kills, right? Okay, here's the problem. We still need to kill. So I think we do need to put Endless Agony in, just so she's... we block out next turn with triple defend. Endless Agony even helps with the block a little bit. And then the following turn, we need to be able to kill her probably, and Endless Agony makes that far more likely. Good, 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 good. If we defend, she takes 2, goes to 8, then takes 6, goes to 2. But then we have 5 dazeds in here, which means even with Nilries, we might not draw any cards next turn. So I think we should not defend and kill her with Unload, which we're now guaranteed to draw. Okay. What, did we take 1 damage? I'll take it. Nice, we got a potion. That's really good. I love getting potions. Backflip has got to be excellent as well. More card draw. And some stall, right? Card draw and stall is really what we need. Stall for 1,000 cuts, caltrops to do the work. Okay, I think we're ready to fight another elite. Crazy, right here I decided to go to the elite instead of the fire because I figured if we're gonna do fire elite, I might just prefer to do the elite now with my full potion bar. Anyway, yeah, this next elite should be the easiest. Slavers should be the hardest. This one can be tricky too. We've got 1,000 cuts right away again. Let's just Dark Shackles because it's convenient. Dagger Throw. Oh, Blade Dance is amazing. And now we're looking really strong. Sure, I'll pop a Corpse Explosion in there. It's good for after she summons the gremlins. Of course we get it right away, but that's not the end of the world either. Because applying poisonous to her is useful. Die 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 is great because she's summoning gremlins. Of course we probably won't draw it now. Okay, in order to make sure everyone's dead, actually kill themselves on the thorns, so we can still afford to deadly poison the leader. Sure, I'll put an Endless Agony in there. It's 2 card plays. She buffs nobody except herself, but we can deal with that. And she should be dead next turn. Yep. Doesn't matter. Whew. Okay. Nightmare? We can Nightmare After Image, Nightmare Malaise, Nightmare Blade Dance, Nightmare Escape Plan, Reflex Defend, probably not my top choices. Cards I would have upgraded besides Reflex and Defend. Well, besides Defend, almost everything. Maybe actually everything. Besides Reflex? Probably Nightmare, Blade Dance, Deadly Poison, Leg Sweep, Prepared. Anyway. Not the end of the world. We actually get to choose an upgrade now, right? So I listed some useful ones. Against the champ, a cheaper Nightmare feels very important. We've got the Dexterity Potion, which we should probably use in this fight. So let's start with that. Oh, that's unlucky. Are y'all seeing this? Okay, how do we want to run this fight? Probably we want to stack Shuriken procs. There's an argument to stack Poison and just go the really slow route until the Poison's all the way stacked up. That's probably pretty good too. We might still do both and just take our Shuriken proc now because it means getting rid of the backstab. Okay, take none. Okay, yeah, Catalyst helps. After Image for sure, 1,000 cuts maybe. Probably not. Although, do we want to Nightmare the, After Image? I think so. We want to see if we can Nightmare it anyway. Okay, block out this way. We do take a little bit of damage here just because we're vulnerable and frail. Take 3. Not the end of the world, but I'm not happy about it. Noxious Fumes is good. We're gonna win with Poison this fight, so... Horrible draw order there. Hope we don't get punished. We've got 3 After Images, so we can block for a lot. He's got -3 strength. Ah! Do we play the Noxious Fumes? I think so. Okay. There we go. Now we can block very pleasantly. Take a dodge and roll. Nice, now we've got 4 After Images. Sure, Crippling Cloud. Just apply all the poison and we'll Catalyst it at some point. He'll be dead. Probably don't Catalyst it yet. Sure, I'll put a blur in there. Calculated gamble should be good. Don't need the piercing whale. Well-laid plans is good. He's gonna split himself pretty soon. Okay, and now we can hold on to the catalyst. Put a nightmare in the deck. Nightmare the catalyst. And he's dead next turn. Yeah. That was fun. Took 3 damage only. Wow, this deck is so bizarre. It like feels super weak, but it like really scrapes together its victories. Second nightmare. So we can nightmare, 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 multiple after images. Honestly, it seems pretty good. Makes it just easier to land nightmare on whichever target we want. Since we don't have a well-laid plans, that matters pretty significantly. More energy is very good. Extra curse in the deck I'm not happy about. I already have this shame. The extra energy is offset pretty starkly by the malaise in the deck. Yeah, give me more energy. Gimme, gimme. No resting and enemies have extra attack. Pretty scary. We need to go to this Burning Elite. So the best way there, are there any shops after that? No, so we should take an early shop. And nothing else really matters because we have to go to that Burning Elite. I think we have full block here, right? No, we don't, because he's already weak. But we need to deal enough damage. Nice, nice, nice. Very good. He's not weak, so this does block for 9. That's actually still not enough, so we'll go ahead and just... which is useful anyway. He's almost dead. Not quite. So let's take the Wraith form. Glass Knife seals the deal. And we're out of there. Another calculated gamble. Second calculated gamble can't be too bad. Yeah, we'll look at a shop. Chem X is really cute with the malaise. Who is our act boss? Bird Boy. Bird Boy makes malaise even better. Makes Chem X even better, I mean. Oh man, this is a tricky shop. This shop is the type of shop that makes me feel like victory. We're still recording? Yeah, we're still recording. I had this weird, like, sinking feeling like I never hit record. I got worried. This is the type of shop that makes me feel like if you use this shop correctly, you actually can all but guarantee a win. And if you lose, it's your fault, and it's because of this, you did this shop wrong. Because there are lots of things that are catching my eye. Apotheosis is always an eye catcher. Although, I think it's one of the weakest apotheosises I've ever seen. Discovery seems totally bad with Nilries. Nilries is just like a free discovery every turn, except it doesn't cost 0, I guess. But it's free. Like the card doesn't cost 0, but you don't have to pay for the discovery every turn, and you just get Nilries to discover you something every turn. Oddly Smoothstone, it's like, oh yeah, we have a lot of dexterity cards, like Backflip and these escape plans, and extra dexterity could go a long way. Mummified Hand catches my eye. We have 1, 2, 3 powers. And with Nightmare, that's actually like a huge synergy. You can Nightmare an After Image and then afford to play all of them and more on the following turn. Chemical X with the Malaise. Oh, this is the other really weird one. It's like, we don't have a solution against the Heart's first cycle right now. Especially with that Philosopher's Stone. So, grab an Ancient Potion to hold on to for 20 floors. Just to make sure we're not vulnerable against the Heart. The problem with that is I don't really want to hold on to potions for that long because, or hold on to a potion for that long, because using my potions is really useful with Toy Ornithopter, and with only 1 potion slot to be my flexible slot for using the Toy Ornithopter, I'm kind of like pushing myself into a situation where I have a weird incentive to use my potion, my non-artifact potion, every fight, in case I get another potion and I don't want to miss out on the healing. But that just feels bad. I guess the question is like, how badly do I need potions in the next 20 floors? And the answer is, maybe not that badly. Most potions aren't adding much to almost any of the important fights that we're coming up on. So if we buy this, we have 209 gold left. Which means we couldn't do Chemex and remove Shame. Shame really hasn't been a problem, has it? We've been able to discard it without failure for who knows how many floors now. 209. I guess that would just be... Do we want the Chemical X more than I want the remove? It's pretty nice to be able to Nightmare the Malaise, but then still play Malaise for a bunch. I think the Chemex matter is actually a good deal. In Reptomancer, in Nemesis, and in the Awakened One fight. Let's see what Acrobatics gets us. Yeah, we'll Nightmare After Image. We'll play After Image. We'll malaise. The back one. Try and kill the front one. Sure. Endless Agony's pretty good. Helps get us towards Shuriken. We are taking damage here, that sucks. Didn't seem super avoidable. Taking 7. I think I do want to use this potion. But no need to use it right now. Well-laid plans is great. An Alchemize would go hard in this deck. Probably Nightmare the Blade Dance, huh? Okay, I will just use the Flex Potion. It's not an extremely important potion, and I have a good chance of getting another potion before the next elite fight, and I don't want to miss out on the 5 life. The 5 life is like similarly useful to the Flex Potion and how powerful it is. No potion here though. These are all bad cards. I'll take the question mark. I'll transform a Strike. I could transform a Shame into a different curse. Obviously, that's not very useful. Okay, that's marginally better than a Strike. It's actually pretty nice, right, against Reptomancer, since I don't have any AoE cards besides 1000 Cuts. Pretty happy about that. Okay. Let's do this. Okay, I like this. Caltrops Malaise. Put an escape plan in there. Sure. Nightmare After Image. So now we just need to make sure we can attack this frequently enough that we prevent it from doing the bad attack. This is not the bad attack, so we're happy to just let it hit us. We're blocked out. Backflip seems good because it draws cards. It's killing itself on our thorns. Okay, this is a good attack for us, so we'll just let it hit us. I'd love to develop poison still, so... let's do this. Yeah, this attack is much better for us. I guess we can always look for this attack if we want. This attack is not great, but I don't have lots of ways to prevent it from doing the bad attack if we choose to change its intent right now. Okay, nice. We got lucky again. Changed it into the intent that is best for us. Yeah, I like the 1,000 cuts here. We'll go ahead and let it hit us with this one. It's almost dead. Adrenaline is great. Okay, this is fine. And that's lethal. Nice. Okay, got out of that fight no problem. No potion again, too bad. Acrobatics plus, very good. Very, very good. Thank you, thank you. Okay, who is it? Max HP Nemesis, starting with burns on turn 1. This one, it's not good for us. Toss the shame. Sneaky strike. Survivor. Just to toss the reflex for card draw. Prepared. There's 1,000 cuts, that's good. 1,000 cuts. I think we'll go ahead and just get the Shuriken proc and end here. Don't think I want the catalyst. Definitely don't want the distraction. Hopefully it's not hitting for 45. It is. Wow, this is like textbook most difficult Nemesis fight possible. Really, really bad for us. I'm worried here. Okay, yeah, we take 12. It felt kind of involuntary just based on the attack order and draw order of the fight. More burns, really, really bad. But I think Nightmare After Image helps a lot. Don't care for those. Okay, at least it's not the 45 attack. After image, after image, after image, dagger throw. Nice, we got the malaise, is what I was looking for there. Although this blocks, yeah. I would love to malaise for more, but... Oh, with Chemex, it's totally fine, yeah. Sure. Do I play prepared? No. I will grab a backflip. We can probably skip these. Nightmare Survivor? Yeah, I think Nightmare Survivor is actually good. Terror is okay. Yeah, we'll put a terror in there. I guess I should have looked for the terror first. I don't think I need a reflex. My deck is pretty dense with burns, so increases the number of dead draw potential. Okay. 1, 2, 3. We're technically blocked out, although I guess we're like exactly blocked out right now, and Dagger Spray makes it a little bit overkill on how much we block out. It's like a crippling cloud, I guess. Oh jeez, this fight is slow as heck. It's like a Storm of Steel. Helps block out with the after image if we get a handful of burns. Which is pretty much the bad case scenario that we're trying to prepare against. Also, do we keep getting all of our damage cards on the turn that it's intangible? Okay, we got there. Okay, got a potion. Interesting. Duvu Doll says, don't worry about removing the shame. Footwork says, oops. Didn't mean to, I minimized my Slay the Spire there. Footwork says, heck yeah, get in the deck. That's an amazing card. Awesome. Okay, this fire is pretty good. Oh, there is this shop over here I didn't think about, but I think we're gonna do Fire Elite this way. Want to upgrade that footwork? Probably. It's a good upgrade. Okay. Probably just one nightmare is in order here. Probably the after image. Okay, we get to block out. We should probably use this potion. It's just not a very good potion. And gaining the health is good. Don't want to become frail. Sure, we can put a calculated gamble in there. I guess the plan is just to block for 30 here. Or like way more than 30. I think we take, we blocked exactly enough. Crazy. 12 from these guys, 30 from this guy, yeah. Boom. I should have thought about it a little bit harder rather than taking the risk, but oh well. This is a pretty good sneaky strike, but I don't think we need to. We can slow and steady this fight. They'll kill themselves on my thorns eventually. Who's the spiker now? Sorry, that was work. I'm going back to work tomorrow. A little sad, but it's alright. Don't need any of these. I should probably take a break before I get into the boss gauntlet. You all know that I misplay the boss fights pretty badly, and this is a pretty complicated deck to play. Lots of powerful things about this deck, but lots of failure conditions to watch out for. take the kill there. Slip in some damage here. Um, 1,000 cuts is very efficient. Okay, we're in there. Ooh, interesting. Prepared plus Cloak and Dagger plus. Cloak and Dagger plus seems to help in almost every fight. Like it helps get the Shuriken procs. It triggers After Image and 1,000 cuts and footwork all very effectively. Yeah, I'll take a Cloak and Dagger plus. Gotta take the Sapphire key. That was one of the easiest Sapphire keys ever. Probably take the Recall here. None of these upgrades are super critical. And now we have a choice to upgrade something more meaningful. If we get like a crazy Wraith form here all of a sudden, we'll be happy that we have the extra upgrade available to us. This looks like it's going to be a hard fight. The Thorns don't do anything in this fight, is one concern. Sneaky Strike does. Let's see, Acrobatics. Malaise doesn't do much. Blade Dance is great though. Caltrops does nothing, so we just dump the Malaise here. Or we look for one more attack to get the Shuriken proc. Shuriken proc is pretty useful. Nice. Cloak and Dagger are just not as good as Die. Uh-oh. Okay, good. This hand looked really sketchy at first, but the Acrobatics helps a ton. Okay, the question is, can I Nightmare the Sneaky Strike? Attacking for 61, so Nightmare, Sneaky Strike. Escape plan. Blocks for like, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 card play, so that's 6 block. We have 2, so that's 8 block. 6 from here is 14 block. 25 block. 33 block. And then the damage we're dealing, 33, 53, plus the poison is 57. I think it works. Nightmare, Sneaky Strike, say Sneaky Strike, escape plan. Okay, didn't go entirely according to plan, but it worked out. Okay. Don't need the Wraith form, but it's obviously a way to win this fight. Survivor, Sneaky Strike, Acrobatics, Sneaky Strike, Cloak and Dagger, and then Malaise. It's weak for the rest of the fight. I've got 7 strength, 3 dexterity, and After Image. Jeez, we just whiffed on one turn. No, that's horrible. Yeah, I mean, this was the 5-card hand, right? It was a Nightmare, Prepared, Sneaky Strike, Calculated Gamble, Defend. Nightmare was such a whiff. I could have just started with Calculated Gamble, dang. Sucks, take 23 here. It's a really big deal. Single Blade Dance blocks for so much. Dang, I don't know. The Wraith form might not have landed. We get a potion at least. Blade Dance or Backflip? We only have one backflip, right? Let's just take a second backflip. Makes a lot of sense. Oh, match and keep. Hello. Don't want regret. Do I want Writhe because of the extra strength? Probably not, but I'll risk it anyway. Do I want Tools of the Trade? Honestly, yeah. Tools of the Trade is good. Do I want Writhe? No, I don't think I voluntarily put Writhe into my deck. It's still more important to make sure we can land Nightmare on one of the key powers, Footwork or After Image. Okay, what do we upgrade here? We could upgrade the After Image. We could upgrade Acrobatics. Actually makes a lot of sense. I like upgrading the card draw, yeah. It's all about landing the right cards with each other, so more card draw is better since we don't have a well-laid plans. Okay, 1,000 cuts is good. We can't kill both of these guys. Or can we? 4 card plays is 8 damage. So yeah, we can kill both of them. Excellent. There is some bad news. We get frailed here. That stupid curse that we didn't take out of our deck. This Nightmare seems a little too slow. Is that true? Yeah, it's a lot of energy to spend on a turn where killing the annoying enemies is really useful. After Image, Footwork. I'm just gonna calculate Gamble. Backflip, Blade Dance is great. Prepared, sure. Okay, we've got 3 card plays, so gotta do it this way, so that's fine. No longer frail. Malaise is really good with the Chemex. Are we dead? I don't think we're dead, but dang, that was a bad draw order. We go down to like 6 here. I don't think this fight is that hard, but our deck has no way to hold on to consistency. Okay, Nightmare I think will be good now. Very cute, actually. We can Nightmare Malaise. And then just... I guess we want to, the Strength proc. But now she has very little, very little strength. We should absolutely use a potion. Just to gain the health. She's dead. Got a potion back. Got anchor. Got adrenaline versus well-laid plans. Don't make me choose between these. My instinct is adrenaline. But man, am I a well-laid plans advocate. We've got Bird Boy coming up. Adrenaline's going to be more helpful. Okay, let's decrease the cost of this Nightmare. No idea how hard this fight is going to be. But I do think I want to play After Image. I think I want to save this potion. And Malaise is going to be really good. Okay, we have a Nightmare here. Okay, I'll Nightmare Malaise. This was a big reason why we took Malaise, was because it's so effective in this fight. So is Dark Shackles, but I think I'm content to not draw through into these cards because I like these cards. So, okay, another, ooh, a burst? Burst is kind of crazy. So is Nightmare. Nightmare was obviously good there. Okay. So these birds are a real problem. But we take no damage here this way. Blur should be good. Oh, you gotta kill these birds though. We're running out of time. I'm gonna skip the blur. Oh shoot, we're like dead. We're not actually dead, but we go down to 1. Okay. Yeah, we never were able to kill this bird in time. Oh dear. At least we got the kill on this bird now. And then we just burst melees. And turn. Do pretty much whatever we want from here on out. Can we develop the 1,000 cuts? Probably. Yeah, still has -9 strength. Just draw really aggressively. How many melees we got? Still have 3 melees, so we can use another one if we need to. But we probably want to save all of them for next cycle. Yeah, let's just save them for next cycle. Don't need these. First blade dance. Don't think I really care for caltrops to be in play. Okay, let's hope we can block out next turn. Should be able to. Tactician is okay. We don't have tons of card draw on the deck though, so I'm gonna skip. Like in the draw pile, I mean. Okay. That's a block out, which is good. Don't need any of that. And we got 2 melees now. So we can... play both of them, or just one of them, and save the other one for a full effect. Sure, just melees this guy down all the way. Okay, yeah, not much to analyze about the rest of this fight. It's just super dead. minus 19 strength. Sure, Endless Agony is pretty efficient with the 11 strength. Okay, nothing to set up. So we just take kill here. Technically it's not dead, but it has minus 25 strength. We've got 8 thorns, 13 strength. Okay, who's next? Please don't be Time Eater, just because I hate Time Eater. Nice. We might just die to this fight, though. I mean, this fight is so hard. I'm happy to start with a Gambler's Brew, so we at least have 1 hit point to work with. I think I don't need the Blade Dance. I think I need to look for Nightmare to land on my important targets, specifically After Image. Didn't get Nightmare, either of them. So neutralize backflip to keep looking. Miss out on some After Image value, but I think I block out enough this turn anyway. Same thing with, and I want to Nightmare After Image. Play Dagger Throw to keep looking. There it is! Nice, we got there. So Nightmare the After Image. Play After Image. We need to block for 26. 21, 22, 23, 24 wouldn't block out. In contrast, 23, 24, 25 would take a little bit less than Cloak and Dagger, so I guess we do that. Take 1 damage. Do I want prepared? Not really. Okay. After Image, After Image. Uh-oh. After Image prepared. Footwork. Okay, we're blocked out. Whew, close one. Save the Piercing Wail for later. We've played a Footwork, so this is actually pretty good in the deck. Tools of the Trade is great to get in play. Don't really need this. Backflip. Gets Dagger Spray, gets the Shuriken proc. And then Malaise to pull off the artifacts. Not the most efficient Malaise ever, but it'll do. Cloak and Dagger's decent. Don't think I need it. I think my deck is powerful enough. Okay, get rid of the Shame. Draw with Escape Plan. Honestly, just Nightmare the Escape Plan is really, really good. Do we have enough block for this turn, though? I'm going to trust that we do, especially with Neutralize. So Leg Sweep Survivor blocks out, right? Yeah, surely. Or I mean Blade Dance Survivor. Yep. Well-Laid Plans is good, just makes my life easier. And yeah, here's the cool thing about escape plan with the after images. Sure, infinite blades, more powers are good. Okay, we blocked out. Kind of only barely, but still it's enough. I mean, yeah, if we just play every power, we can't lose, right? Caltrops does very little because of the way Dekka's block works, but I think it does enough. Another infinite blades, sure. Good. Blade dance is awesome. You're dead. Get an infinite blades in here. Get 1,000 cuts down. Sure, take a blur. It's a lot of buffs. Don't really need strike. Don't need calculated gamble. Get rid of the shame. Okay. Yeah, I guess terror helps us kill. Not that it matters. Wow, what a spooky Act 3 boss gauntlet. I don't think we played correctly, so we won despite us continuing to be bad at fighting against bosses. I don't know, did we really make a mistake in the bird fight? It felt a little sloppy, but it definitely was a hard fight. So maybe the damage we took was, even with perfect play, reasonably likely to happen anyway. Okay, upgrade after image is kind of nice in the heart fight, because we do want a nightmare after image. And so it makes us just more likely to be able to do that by guaranteeing that we see after image in our opening hand, which is the hand that we have the most cards in because of Ring of the Snake. Oh. Oh. Ah. Wow, these are some good options. Heck. Oh, don't forget the potions are really good too. So we don't need artifact potion if we have orange pellets. Should we buy orange pellets? I don't know if orange pellets is worth it. So we already blocked the artifact. This basically has zero use case besides that. So we would be buying orange pellets just to block weak and frail against the heart cycle 1. That doesn't feel that important. For 106, like, it's good. Blocking frail is awesome. But for 166 gold, like, I might prefer a panic button. And I guess a footwork. Can't upgrade the footwork, but still. We could even afford a piercing will with that. Though I think I want to buy this dexterity potion. I think this is the best purchase. And now, yeah, I can still buy all 3 of these, maybe? I think this is the next best purchase. Ooh, I actually can't buy both of these. That's okay, I don't need the piercing well. Swift potion might be better than dexterity potion though. Yeah, assuming I want to use it in the spear and shield fight, which I think I do. So yeah, let's grab the draw potion. I was actually close to being able to afford both of these, but not quite. Okay, they're both attacking on this turn. It's probably a good thing. I think I do want to look for the nightmare on the after image. So, start with this. There's a nightmare. Nightmare after image. After image. Footwork. I don't think we play the other footwork. Because we are being attacked for too much this turn. So we need to leg sweep. Can we footwork cloak and dagger? Yes. Save the dark shackles. 22 plus 14. Actually, we're still getting hit, right? Jeez, 22 plus 14 is 36, so we would take 1. So, calculated gamble saves us 1 life. Let's do it. Don't need those. This turn is still really hard here. But adrenaline backflip helps immensely. We don't need the caltrops. I want the defense. Take no damage here. Unfortunately, we do get frail. We could block it with the ancient potion, but I'd rather block the vulnerable that we know is coming up, of course. I don't want this expensive nightmare. Next turn's scary. Distraction is honestly okay. It's 8 block, because it's 2 card plays. Okay, I think we're gonna have to panic button, and that's okay. What's 1000 cuts? Nightmare malaise, yeah. Piercing wail. Malaise. And panic button. Block out, and it's okay that we can't gain block next turn from cards because we have 3 malaises. That's good. This is also pretty good. Okay, well we know that you're coming in for a bunch next turn. So let's do it this way. Take the backflip. Now you're only hitting for 3 times 4. Not nearly as scary. Wow, what a calculated gamble. super useful. Trying to kill this guy. He is almost dead. Corpse explosion ends the fight if we get it soon enough. Ah, dang. We're gonna take some damage here. I think we are. Take 2. Okay. Not horrible. I'm definitely sad though. It would be nice to be at 56 for the heart fight. Okay, taking 2 damage in the entirety of Spear and Shield is really good. It's easy to just take for granted how brutally difficult this fight is. It's so hard. He dead? Yeah, I thought so. Strawberry. Okay. No potion sucks. It's -5 health just from Toy Ornithopter, but of course having potions is really good. These are not that powerful against the heart. Can we beat the heart? Caltrops right away is good. So we'll play the Caltrops and then Acrobatics to look for Nightmare. No Nightmare yet. Don't think I want a calculated gamble. Do I want 1,000 cuts? It's useful for sure. I think Deadly Poison is more useful. Let's start with Escape Plan then. Okay. We didn't get Nightmare on After Image. That's totally fine. But it does mean we need a different way to win. Defensively, anyway. Do we want the Deadly Poison? Honestly, the Blade Dance is probably better. I say 6 damage per turn, but we actually don't have that much poison in deck, so playing the Deadly Poison now is really just like 20-ish damage. This is more because of the Shuriken proc. You do take 1 damage though. We only have 1 weak in our deck. I guess we have 2 with the Malaise. Yeah, 2 with the Malaise. We don't need the Sucker Punch then. Still, with a 27 card draw pile, let's put the Sucker Punch in there. Peeling the artifact later might be really useful. Okay, that's very good. We could just Tools, Malaise, and turn. We could also try and draw into other stuff, but we're frail. Tools has got to be worth 1 damage. These are only 1 damage because of the after image, so it's probably worth it to take 1 damage to deal a bit more. There's the Nightmare. Boom, 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 boom. Nightmare Malaise, so we can just go more cycles. We just have a bunch of Malaises laying around in the deck and we just play 1 every cycle, so the multi-attack doesn't actually get to us until turn 12 or whatever. Yeah, I think we need a way to survive the future cycles. And Nightmare Footwork helps, but we might not get Nightmare Footwork. Do I want a Sneaky Strike for 15? I think no. Nightmare Malaise, Tools, Malaise. Take 31 here. Okay, we're taking nothing here, so that's good. Don't need to play a bunch of Malaises. Footwork to take 1. Or just play 1 fewer card this turn. Yeah, probably just play 1 fewer card this turn. So what card do I want to play? Oh, I'm worried about next cycle. Let's get the Slimed out of the deck. Bouncing Flask helps. It means I can peel the artifacts sometimes and land the Piercing Wail on the multi-attack. I don't need Calculated Gamble. Backflip, Nightmare Footwork. There we go. Footwork. Do we want to Acrobatics? Not really. Okay, it's weak through next cycle. That's really good. Don't need that. Yeah, I really don't need that. Okay. Nice. We can land the Piercing Wail. Do we need to? Unclear. Yeah, we do. Which is great, because we can. And we get to play 1 of these extra footworks. That's not lovely, but it's okay. Another footwork. Yep. Okay, we're gonna take some damage here. Man, that Caltrops Plus does work. Okay, just a teeny bit more damage. 8 more damage. That's totally fine. Terror is good. Give me a Malaise. No, I don't want Malaise yet. Never mind. Thank you for not listening to me and giving me a pointless Malaise. Okay, Footwork. Terror. Nice, get the Deadly Poison down. End turn. Yeah, Reflex is great. Free card draw. With the tools of the trade, you can always find it. Okay. Backflip to gain the block. Prepared. Has 4 strength, so we only need to play Malaise for a little bit, although we do need to block for more than this. This takes 4 damage and then we weaken it, so this should be fine to do it this way. Actually, we could have played the Sucker Punch as well. That was a mistake. Catalyst is good. I thought it would be 0 right now. It has no strength. Yeah, why is it attacking for? Oh, I guess its base attack is 2, right? So there's no strength, so it's 2, which when weakened is 1 time. So we actually did need to have the extra malaise energy spent rather than weaving in a sucker punch. So we played correctly, even if maybe a little accidentally correctly. Okay, and it's really almost dead. It is really almost dead. Crippling Cloud, I guess, is... Shit. Get rid of this. Hope that we draw... yeah, a skill so that blocks us so we can play the rest of our turn without fear. Okay, whatever, and we block out next turn with Malaise. Okay, Heartfight was like one of the easier boss fights in this whole shindig. GG's. Despite the Heartfight feeling really smooth, this was a hard run. Act 2, I remember it felt like we were so weak, and every turn it was like just a weird combination of Nilrees, Toy Ornithopter, to just hold us in there. Lantern. How did we get through Act 2? What the heck? We had 4 energy, an after image. I think 1,000 Cuts actually pulled tons of weight in Act 2. We had some decent front-loaded attacks still, you know, I talked about this in Act 1. The Sneaky Strike, Backstab, Double Dagger Throw would be really nice in Act 2. But honestly, I think what got us through Act 2 was 1,000 Cuts plus. After image, Double Escape Plan. That mattered so much. Really interesting to see this package perform in the hardest, arguably the hardest part of the run. Shink. Climb out of here with our little rope. Silence has got to be the most intelligent of the 4 characters, right? Like in universe. GG's. What a meaningful run to build confidence that you can win even if the game doesn't hand you the silver platter. We had no well-laid plans, no runic pyramid. Act 1, we didn't have anything crazy. It was a big deal to transform 2 because we got our starter cards down to just 7, which is still so many. 4 defends and 1 strike. I guess that's only, I don't really count Survivor and Neutralize as, they are starter cards, but usually when I refer to starter cards throughout my run, I'm like, oh, we still have like 8 starter cards in the deck. I mean, we have 4 defends and 4 strikes. Because Neutralize and Survivor, yeah, Neutralize and Survivor are actually like 2 of the best cards in Silence card pool. I don't know if the same is true for Ironclad. I don't play enough Ironclad to know, but I don't know how often I would pick a bash in Ironclad. I don't know. I wouldn't pick a... You don't pick Neutralize and Survivor very often in Silent either. I mean, obviously you don't have the option to, but sometimes you do. Sometimes you have an option to add a Neutralize in the match and keep. And a lot of times you choose not to, even when it is an option. But sometimes you choose to. Sometimes the second Neutralize is good. That would probably be true in Defect with dual cast. Anyway, we don't need to analyze the starter cards. Point is, I think a really big help in this run was removing a defend and 4 strike, so 5 removals. 2 of them came from Niao transforming. Another one came from transforming at Living Wall. And then we removed a couple of times. We removed a strike here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. That's where we got the 5 removes. 1 defend and 4 strikes. So 4 of the 5 strike removals, strike and defend removals, were transforms. And we transformed into Dagger Spray, Prepared, Escape Plan, and Leg Sweep. Great transforms, right? That's huge. Like, adding premium cards to your deck and removing bad cards from your deck is an outrageous shift in your ability to be safe in certain fights. We obviously weren't safe in certain fights. We went down to 1 life in the Awakened 1 fight. Donu Deca, we only took 1 damage. Okay, probably our sloppiest moment in the whole run had to be Transient right here. I don't know how it happened, and maybe we didn't make a mistake, but suddenly there was a turn where we took 22 damage. Imagine being... Yeah, imagine not having to go down to 1 life in this fight. Really lucky that we didn't get punished worse. I say that. Maybe we were really unlucky in the Transient fight, but I wasn't playing vigilantly enough to know for sure if there were better lines in the Transient fight. Because everything else seems so smooth sailing. 0 damage against shapes. 4 shapes is what it's called. That's interesting. 12 damage against Nemesis. That was a pretty brutal Nemesis fight just because of the order of attacks, and a little bit of the draw order I think was bad. I remember thinking very carefully in the Nemesis fight. I didn't feel like this was a negligent 12 damage, and I do think it was an uncharacteristically unlucky 12 damage. 0 damage against Writhing Mass. 7 damage against Darkling's not great. 0 damage against Wardwalker. So it felt like a pretty confident Act 3. So I let my guard down in Transient for sure. Definitely it felt like a deck where as long as I could get set up, everything became easy. So since Transient gives you a decent amount of time to set up, and we had a decent amount of time to set up against Transient, coming into turn 3 of the Transient, I just felt so far ahead in the fight. I think turn 3 or 4 I could have played a little bit better. And then Reptomancer was pretty hard. Harder than I expected it to be, but I don't think that I played especially poorly here. I may have made some mistakes. I didn't take any breaks. You can see that we're almost 3 hours into the video, so 3 hours is a long time to play without making mistakes. This may have had mistakes in it, but like, I don't feel like it likely did. I guess like I didn't feel bad about my plays. It seemed like I had focused. So if I made mistakes, it was just because I missed something after choosing to focus. Whereas if I made a mistake in Transit, which I think is likely, it was just because I missed something because I was being negligent, which always feels bad. Oh man, I've lost so many runs to negligence. But there's something reassuring about the fact that many of these streak killers are not dead runs, or not even like bad gameplay on my part. Like not even like I don't understand the game well enough to have won yet. Losing the negligence is a good thing in the sense that it means that the seed was winnable, and you were good enough at the game to win the seed, and you simply didn't because you didn't have your all for all 51 floors that you needed it for. So I think that happened here. It just fortunately didn't turn into a loss, but I do need to be very mindful of that. That's why I do these post-game analyses for so long. It's because I need to be really mindful of the fact that like this says a win, but it just as easily could have been a loss because of negligence that I think did happen in this fight. The other fights I felt very good about, and the metagame, the meta picks I felt very good about. When did I pick up that? Thousand Cuts, right here, right before the boss. This ended up being huge in Act 2, as I mentioned moments ago. I'm like, how did we not die in Act 2? Every floor felt so terrifying. Took 20 damage on floor 1. I'm like, it's over. Like, Act 2 is way too hard for us right now. We're going to lose. We just took 20 damage. And then we went on to take 7, 0, 0, 5, 0, 1, 0. Somewhere before Gremlin Leader, we became good enough at Act 2 to survive. And I think a big part of it was, I mean, we had 2 Gremlin Leader fights. A big part of 0 damage in both Gremlin Leader fights was 1,000 cuts. This is why tier lists suck, because everyone will put 1,000 cuts very low on their tier list, and it 100% won me the game. Not even like a niche pick against the boss won me the game. Like it won Act 2 for me, because it gave me the AoE that I needed to survive what is otherwise a brutal, brutal act. With the 2 escape plans. Didn't even have, like, you know, a lot of people think obvious 1,000 cut synergy is like Blade Dance. It's like, oh, it's 4 card plays, 5 card plays with 1 card. Huge with 1,000 cuts. I didn't even have 1,000 cuts. Or, I mean, sorry, I didn't even have Blade Dance. The first Shiv card I picked up wasn't until... Footwork... Cloak and Dagger, I think, right here, halfway through Act 3. And then we did eventually take a Blade Dance right here. Where did I take that Blade Dance? Maybe I got Blade Dance a little bit earlier. Nightmare, Backflip, Reflex, Blade Dance. Okay, I'm wrong. I took a Blade Dance halfway through Act 2. Which actually surely helped a lot with the Centurion Mystic and Chosen Cultist and Gremlin Leader fights. So it definitely mattered to have like an actual synergy card with 1,000 cuts beyond just 2 escape plans. Though admittedly, I mentioned already 2 escape plans plus 1,000 cuts was a really strong synergy. Anyway, the point is, don't listen. Oh, I saw this really frustrating video. I'm not going to say who the content creator was, but there was a content creator who was doing a co-op with another content creator. The person he was co-oping with is someone I watch pretty regularly, but I'd never seen this guy before. And his whole shtick was trying to get this non-Slay the Spire card player that I watch to grade Slay the Spire cards. Good or bad was his thing. And I think you could get away with doing that, even though everything is so context dependent. There are some cards that it's fair to say are bad cards, even though you're supposed to pick them sometimes. I still think it's pretty iffy to build content around that, because I mean, if we go to the compendium, if we go to silent, if I were to choose what I think are just like the most clearly bad cards, like Distraction's up there, Choke is up there. So like you could show, if you're trying to do this fun, like, oh, let these non-Slay the Spire players guess if the cards are good or bad, and you have to tell them if they're wrong or right. There are very few cards that they can be wrong about, just because of how context dependent the game is. But there are a few that you could choose where you could safely create content around saying, hey, guess if Distraction is good or bad. You think it's good? I'm sorry, you are wrong. This card is bad. Although this is an especially silly card to have someone grade, because if you're not a very high level Slay the Spire player is like it's impossible to know how good a random skill is. So this would be a silly one to have someone grade because they would have to be wrong or lucky, I guess. If they were right, it was just because they guessed, because this is total toss-up for someone who doesn't know the skill or isn't very familiar with the skills in the silent class, whether or not this is a good card. He didn't choose this one. I wouldn't have been happy if he did, but I probably would have been happier than the cards that this particular content player did choose to show his collaborative partner. Because at least with this one, there is a clear answer. He chose cards that there were not clear answers for. It's funny, the visual on it right here. He chose, what did he choose for silent? One that I really hated that he chose was Tools of the Trade. He showed Tools of the Trade and he asked this non-Slay the Spire card player, is this a good card? Yes or no? So you just have to give a binary answer. And, you know, the player trying to be wise was hedging his bets and was like, you know, I don't think it's great, but this is probably a good card. Like, I think it's probably fine. That was his answer, right? And this guy was like, no, Tools of the Trade sucks. It's not good, and this is why. It's like, Tools of the Trade is in the bottom half of silent rares, but that doesn't mean it's a bad card. And no card, it's certainly not a truly bad card like I think Distraction is. Yes, Distraction is pickable sometimes, but it's still probably honest to goodness a bad card, whereas like Tools of the Trade is a lot of the times not pickable. But to tell someone they're wrong because they say it's a fine card is just like, I don't know, it's so cringe. Like, I was embarrassed for this content creator that he was I was embarrassed for him that he was like making inaccurate content as far as his statement on Slay the Spire, considering himself the authority in this little game he was playing with this other non-Slay the Spire player. But I think what made me more upset is that he's misleading people. Like, he's lying to this person who doesn't play Slay the Spire. He's lying to the audience. I was looking at the comments and these people were eating it up. I think it's just because they like the content creators that were involved, which I liked the one collaborative guy. But like, people are now gonna walk out of there with like this misconception as to how good Tools of the Trade is. They're like, oh, it's just a bad card. Like, Tools of the Trade is absolutely not a bad card. But yes, the reality is you won't pick it very often. So, and then here comes my second complaint. If you're annoyed that I'm still going, but you want to make it to the end of the video, feel free to leave. This is we're at 3 hours. I might as well get my thoughts off my chest here. One thing I really want to say that upsets me about tier lists also, and the reason why I probably won't do a tier list is because rares, I don't know what's the most effective way to present to a lay audience, an accurate way to think about the quality of rares, because most rares are only offered to you when they are up against other rares, or you see them in a shop where they cost a high amount of gold because they are rare. So a card like Tools of the Trade, if you ever see it in a normal card pick, and you're picking it against cards that maybe you're at a stage in the game where those cards aren't good anyway, never mind the fact that tier lists are rubbish because of the context of being in Act 1 versus being in Act 3. Right? That even doesn't even have to do with the context of your deck. That just has to do with the context of like where you are in the run, which is like a huge binary context that you might be able to overcome in a tier list if you make a tier list for like Act 1 picks and a tier list for Act 3 picks. But that doesn't overcome the hurdle of the context required for what your deck is. And this is the important one, the context required for what the card choice is up against. So you could say that Tools of the Trade is a bottom tier card, and it's bad because I don't know what the actual stats are. You can actually calculate these stats, but they're probably somewhere between 70 and 90%. between 70 and 90% of the time that you have an opportunity to get tools of the trade. So in all of the runs that you see tools of the trade, anywhere in the run, between 70 and 90% is my guess, between 70 and 90% of those times, it is being offered in the Act 1 or Act 2 boss card reward, where it's up against other rares. And silent rares are really, really good. Phenomenal. 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 Phenomenal in certain contexts. This is why you can't do a tier list, because burst it really depends. But generally this is a high potential card. This can, again, it depends, but high potential card. Phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal. Depends, but mostly phenomenal, phenomenal. Okay? So I gave you, what, like 8 phenomenals there? So if it's up against any of those, you can't pick tools of the trade, because it is bad to skip Wraith form to take a tools of the trade, even if your deck really likes tools of the trade, even within the context of your deck composition. The disparity between these cards is strong enough that you could say, like, yeah, you shouldn't skip Wraith form for tools of the trade. So does that make tools of the trade bad? If between 70 and 90% of the time you see it, it's up against what is objectively a better card, even mostly outside of the context of your deck building. It's almost never going to be correct to take tools of the trade over Adrenaline or Wraith form. And then there are some other ones where it will depend, of course, on the context of your deck. I would say it's not correct to call tools of the trade a bad card, despite that reality that you should skip it most of the time compared to the other rares, because if you have Busted Crown, like maybe this is, I think it's, I guess, I don't know. This is why I don't do tier lists. I don't know what's the most effective way to grade cards for audiences, but I have this instinct that grading a card on good and bad based on how often you skip it over taking other cards is not as informative as grading a card when you have the only other alternative to taking the card is skipping that card. Meaning you either have Busted Crown, which obviously most runs don't have Busted Crown, but it helps. I think it helps shave away a huge amount of the context that makes tier lists just impractical. And that is, like, what is the opportunity cost? And the opportunity cost of rares is really high because you usually see rares in the boss rewards up against other rares. But it turns out you see rares, on average, once or twice an act in a normal card reward. So if we've got 19 rares, and you have 3 acts, so let's say you say 6 rares on average, not in the boss rewards, then on average once every 3 runs, you will see tools of the trade up against non-rare cards. Once every 3 runs, you can reasonably expect to need to be making the decision between tools of the trade and some random card. Some random cards. Now there's also the issue that, like, tools of the trade is worse than a lot of commons and rares still. Depending on the context. But context aside, it's like, what's the ceiling for how good tools of the trade? In a vacuum, if I'm seeing it against 2 random silent cards, I will pick it pretty often. You're supposed to pick it pretty often, I will say. And so, rewind all the way back to where my little pet peeve here is coming from. This Slay the Spire content creator making a tier list, already a bad choice. He's not making a tier list, but basically making non-contextualized evaluative judgments on cards. But doing so in a way where he's trying to, I will say honestly, kind of the framing of his video was trying to trip up this guest collaborator who doesn't play very much Slay the Spire. this guest collaborator has, plays a little bit of Slay the Spire, so he like knows the rules of the game, so he understands that like you draw 5 cards per turn, you don't hold on to your hand, you don't hold on to your block. He understands like the enemies that you're up against. I think he's actually made it to Ascension 20 with like 1 character. Point is, like this content creator was framing his card evaluations in a way to try and like, gotcha against this guest he had, and obviously the guest didn't mind, like he chose to collaborate, and so like they were in agreement upon the way they were going to make the content. But it just feels bad that he's deceiving both this guest collaborator and his audience in an order to get like a gotcha moment that might be funny on a video by saying something like, no, Tools of the Trade is a bad card. Clearly cut enough that I can't even give you credit for saying that it's like, oh, it's fine to pick sometimes. It's absolutely fine to pick sometimes. Yeah. Okay, I've done the other one that really got my goat. Okay, so there were a few, he did, I don't know, like 7 different cards from different classes. He didn't do a ton of silent cards, and I'm a silent main, so that's the one that I felt the most attacked by when he said Tools of the Trade. No, that's not a good card. You lose points by saying that it's a fine pick. It's absolutely rubbish. The other one that really got me, though, I'm not an Ironclad player. I'm obviously Ascension 20 on Ironclad, but I'm not trying to win streak with Ironclad. But he said that this was a good card. And I think that's fine, but I like his justification was so frustrating. Because he wasn't saying it's a good card because we're evaluating cards out of context, and so most cards tend to be good cards because they have high use potentials, or specific use cases where they'll be like the best pick among any of the cards you would see them up against. That's absolutely true, and you can say Rampage is a good card for that reason. But he was saying like out of context, like if you're thinking about like a floor 0 situation where he's just like, Rampage is great to add to your deck for this and this reason, it can like solo Act 1, and he was just going on, and I think that's absolutely false about Rampage. And he was trying to extol the virtues of it specifically as like one of the best picks for your damage option on the Ironclad. And he was trying to make it non-context dependent. He's like, even like late into Act 3, like this can be, which maybe this is actually better in Act 3 if you need a scaling solution and you've got a way to do it. So like maybe I can't criticize him too much for saying that, like, oh yeah, even Act 3 this is good, but I think Rampage is not that good, and he was again trying to get a gotcha moment where he, on the previous round, he showed his guest collaborator pressure points, which is another stupid card to try and have someone grade if they aren't familiar with the full card pool. His guest collaborator was smart enough to ask, he's like, okay, as he's presenting this to his guest collaborator, he said, so any mark you've applied from other cards, when you play pressure points, it's going to deal damage like 8 plus any of the mark you've applied from other cards. What a disingenuous way to present pressure points to a person who doesn't play a ton of Slay the Spire and ask them to grade the quality of the card. Because there are no other cards that apply mark. And immediately, this wise collaborator asked, what are the other cards that apply mark? And then, our content creator kind of looked at the camera and he was like, he got me, chat. Like, this is the only card that applies mark. But it synergizes with itself, is what he admitted. And then, the collaborator guessed that pressure points was maybe an okay card. He wasn't sure. I think he was leaning towards bad, actually. He's like, I think it's probably not very good, but you could pick it in some situations. And I think he still docked him points because he's like, pressure points is like one of the worst cards in Watcher, which admittedly it is, but he was obviously like trying to trap his collaborator, which is like fine. It's like funny content. That didn't bother me as much until he like turned it around and like the immediately next card he had him grade. He's like Rampage. Okay, now let's grade Rampage. Remember, pressure points is the worst card in the Watcher deck. Okay, let's talk about Rampage. He's like, Rampage deals 8 damage. Remy, how much damage does pressure points deal? He's like 8 damage. He's like, okay. And then Rampage does how much more every time you play it? 5 more damage. Okay, so if you play Rampage twice, how much damage is that? Like, he was hamming it up, he was getting really into it, which I know is what content creation is about. But he's just wrong to compare Rampage and pressure points side by side and say that you're wrong to say that pressure points is just a weak card, because it's the worst one in the deck. And you're also wrong to say that Rampage is a weak card, because it's like the best one in Ironclad. It's like, oh, that's just cringe content. Speaking of cringe content, I've now been going on for 10 minutes about my reaction to this other content creator's video that I watched about Slay the Spire. But I think I am uniquely good at Slay the Spire, so it's a little frustrating to see people who are not as good as they think they are spread bad misconceptions about how to evaluate Slay the Spire out of context. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you like my content. I would be down to do more like actual reaction content if there was a call for it. I know most people just watch quietly, but if you ever want to comment and just let me know, like, hey, I'd like to see you play this kind of game, or like, yeah, I think it'd be fun for you to do a reaction content on that guy's video. Like, I think that would be fun. I like the idea of making something because someone asked me to. But without specific requests, I'm fine to just kind of do my thing, play games, record them for you. So maybe someday we'll get the world record for Ascension 20 heart kills in a row on the Silent. And until then, I'll just be playing my games and giving my really long-winded commentary, because that's what I like to do, that's what I think I'm good at, and I'll just keep doing more of it. Have a good rest of your day, or a good rest of your evening, whatever point you find yourself watching this, and if you made it this far, you're awesome. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time.